Okay, let's just jump right in. Think about this. You need an AI model that can write in your company's exact brand voice, or maybe one that formats reports perfectly every single time, or generates code that meets your team's strict standards. The usual way to get that done is a process called fine-tuning, but it has one massive, glaring problem.
And yeah, that problem is money. A lot of money. We're talking anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000, and honestly, sometimes even more. That kind of price tag just puts custom AI out of reach for pretty much everyone. Well, until now. What if I told you there's a technique that gets you 90% of the way there for less than 1% of the cost?
So look at the two paths you can take. On one side, you've got the old way. We're talking months of work, a whole team of specialized machine learning engineers, and just a crazy budget. But on the other side, you have the new way, prompt-based fine-tuning. The cost just plummets, down to a few $100. The timeline shrinks from months to a matter of days, and the main skill you need is just knowing how to write really good prompts. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a total revolution.
Okay, so what is this thing? This magic technique? Let's get a really clear definition, because honestly, it's a complete game changer.
Here we go. The key, the most important part, is that last phrase, without retraining the model's weights. So instead of trying to rebuild the AI's entire engine, you're just giving it an incredibly detailed set of instructions and examples inside the prompt itself. Think of it like you're giving the AI a masterclass, not performing brain surgery. I know, this probably sounds way too good to be true, but there's some really solid science behind why this works so incredibly well. So let's peek under the hood for a second.
The whole thing is powered by a concept called in-context learning. This is just a fundamental built-in ability of modern AI models. They're designed from the ground up to recognize and copy patterns that they see in the information you give them. It all happens on the fly, right inside a single conversation or prompt, and that is the engine that drives this whole thing.
So here's how it works, in 3 simple steps. First, the model just sees the patterns in your examples. The style, the structure, the tone. Second, those examples you gave it act like a huge spotlight, telling the model's attention mechanism to focus on similar patterns it already learned from its training data. And finally, all that focus completely shifts the odds, making it way more likely that it's going to generate a response that looks just like the examples you gave it. It's like a virtual fine-tuning, and it happens in real time.
All right, theory is great and all, but seeing is believing, right? Let's look at 3 real-world before and after examples that show just how insanely powerful this technique really is.
Okay, so here's our before shot. You ask a standard AI for a product description and you get this. I mean, it's fine. It's also completely generic, totally boring, and has 0 personality. This could be for any product from any company on Earth.
But now, look at the after. All we did was give the AI just a few examples of the chatty, user-focused brand voice we wanted, and boom, we get this instead. It asks questions, it's energetic, it talks about benefits, not just features. The AI learned the brand's entire personality just from the examples we put in the prompt.
All right, let's do another one. This time, it's all about structure. So here's a summary of a patient visit. All the information's there, sure, but it's just a big block of text. For a doctor or a nurse trying to scan for key data really fast, this is basically unusable. But then, check this out. After showing the AI just a couple of examples of how a real medical report should look, it spits out this perfectly structured summary. Everything is exactly where it needs to be. Chief complaint, vital signs, assessment, plan. It's gone from just a story to actual, structured data you can use.
Okay, one last one. Code. A junior developer might write something that looks like this. The code works, yeah, but it's missing all the professional stuff a software team needs. There's no documentation, no type hints, no error handling.
And here's what happens after we show the model some examples of the team's coding standards. It's perfect. I mean, look at that. You've got a detailed docstring explaining what it does, proper type-ins for clarity, and it even handles errors correctly. The AI literally learned to code like a senior developer on your team.
Okay, so the results are obviously incredible. The big question is, how do you actually do this yourself? Well, the good news is there's a pretty straightforward, repeatable process you can follow.
It's this 5-step blueprint. First, you figure out exactly what you want the final output to look like. Then, you go find your gold standard examples, the perfect ones. You put it all together into a big structured prompt, you test it, you tweak it, and then finally you get it ready for real-world use. See, it's a system, not just random guessing.
Now, I've got to pause here because step 2 is the most important part of this whole thing. Like, for real, this is where the magic happens. The quality of your examples is everything. They have to be high quality, they need to cover different situations, but they also have to be completely consistent in their style and format. Your output is only ever going to be as good as the examples you feed it. For most things, about 10 to 15 perfect examples is the sweet spot.
Now, as powerful as this is, it's not a silver bullet for everything. You want to use prompt-based fine-tuning when you're adapting style, tone, or format. It's perfect for things like brand voice or report generation. But, and this is a big but, if you need to teach the AI brand new knowledge, like facts it was never trained on, or if you need almost 100% accuracy for really critical stuff, then yeah, that's when you still need the big, expensive traditional approach. Let's just end on the numbers, because they really tell the whole story. We are not talking about a small improvement here. We're talking about a difference that is orders of magnitude. We're talking about weeks of work turning into a couple of days. Tens of thousands of dollars turning into maybe a few hundred. This completely changes who can build custom AI and how fast they can do it. So, to wrap it all up, you can use a small set of about 10 to 15 really high-quality examples to teach an AI a specific style or format. This method gets you pretty much all the benefits of traditional fine-tuning for things like style and structure, but with a staggering 99% cost reduction. It's perfect for nailing a brand voice, formatting reports, or enforcing coding standards. And the one thing to never forget, your success depends entirely on the quality and consistency of your examples.
This technique just blows the doors open on what's possible. For things that used to be locked behind huge budgets and specialized teams, it puts the power to create a highly customized AI directly into your hands. So the only question left is, what costly, time-consuming process will you reinvent first?